Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Now most of you, the people, have already seen me do videos on Chef Boyardee's frozen chicken Alfredo and the Chef Boyardee frozen spaghetti and meatballs. And to be quite frank, both of them were absolutely terrible. If you happen to miss one or both of those videos, I'll leave a link in the description box of this video so you can watch those videos. But I've been having a very hard time finding the frozen Chef Boyardee cheese ravioli to make the perfect trifecta. I've been searching in Walmart, Food Lion, Giant, Safeway, and a couple other grocery stores until the other day I was finally in a Weis and I found the family size 40-ounce bag of frozen Chef Boyardee cheese ravioli that cost $9.99. Here's the list of delicious, quality ingredients. Those are Chef Boyardee's words, not mine. There's 4.5 1-cup servings per bag. Each serving has 300 calories, 5 grams of total fat, 2.5 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 30 milligrams of cholesterol, 920 milligrams of sodium, 52 grams of carbohydrates, 2 grams of fiber, 8 grams of sugars, and 11 grams of protein. That is a whole lot of sodium for a measly 1 cup of food. That's barely enough food to fill a cavity. Here's the cooking instructions, and you can cook either half the bag or the full bag. And we're going hardcore today and doing the whole bag. For you, the people, so you don't have to. Now we've added a 1/4 cup of water to our skillet over medium-high heat. And now we're adding all 4 packets of the tomato sauce. Now you, the people, know me, the person, and I always like to follow the instructions to a T. But I'm going to waver just a little bit this time because I think it's a better idea. The instructions said to add the water, the sauce, and then the meal and cover for 10 to 12 minutes. And I'm going to let the sauce melt first and then add the ravioli.
Yeah, Larry, you do know if you don't follow the instructions, it's not a true review and it's not going to turn out right.
Dang, Scooter, right on cue. I knew you'd be chiming in soon. You could be right. I might screw this up, but I really don't think I'm going to. Just to me, it doesn't make sense adding frozen ravioli and frozen sauce to a dry pan, allowing the ravioli to burn on the bottom before the sauce melts. So once all the sauce is thoroughly melted and combined with the water, it's time to add our ravioli. So we added the frozen ravioli to the tomato sauce, gave it a good mix to make sure the ravioli is all coated and covered with the sauce. And then we put the lid on to let it cook for 10 minutes. After 5 minutes, we gave it a good mix to make sure nothing was sticking on the bottom. And then we covered it back up for another 5 minutes. After cooking for another 5 minutes with the lid on, for a total of 10 minutes with the lid on, our ravioli should be ready. And I wasn't really expecting too much, but it doesn't look too bad. It simply looks like the classic canned ravioli. So we gave it a good mix. And then we got out our trusted handy dandy fork to shank our first ravioli. How you like those pink nails today? Aren't they purty? The ravioli looks plump, and it looks like a ravioli. So into the old pie hole and down the gullet it went. Oh boy, that was extremely underdone. The pasta was still hard and gummy. So we put the lid back on it and let it cook for a few more minutes. Now here's our ravioli after cooking for an additional 4 minutes. So we gave it a good mix, and it does look like the sauce is thickened up nicely. Hopefully all that sauce has cooked the pasta. So then we shanked our second ravioli. And then into the old pie hole and down the gullet it went. Oh boy, there was a minute difference, if any, in the pasta. It was still very, very firm and undercooked. I've already cooked it 2 additional minutes than what the instructions called for. And the pasta is still hard. This is absolutely ridiculous. $9.99 for 40 ounces of undercooked ravioli. I'd rather buy 3 15-ounce cans of cheese ravioli for 89 cents a can, or for a total of $2.67 for 3 cans for a total of 45 ounces, than spend $9.99 on 40 ounces of undercooked ravioli. But I do have to give credit where credit is due. The sauce tasted fine, and the cheese filling in the ravioli tasted fine as well. But the hard, undercooked pasta is no bueno, which is why I'm giving Chef Boyardee's frozen cheese ravioli a 2 out of 10. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.